Hello, family, friends, followers, and guests. Thank you for stopping in for a quick minute. For those of you who have not signed up, subscribe, follow, those types of things, of course, would be appreciated. Independent of that, I wanted to talk a little bit about the fact that I ordered a gun the other day for Christmas for Karen. And in that process, while waiting for it, I made her some Christmas gifts. I actually made them myself. One of them is a shooting pouch, and I like the looks of it. It's got the button on it to tie it down. Has the inside compartments that shooting pouches most often have. This kind of pouch is called a hunting pouch. It's designed to hold everything up against your hip really close, and with that, keep it from making noise as you go through the brush. The fringe, of course, a lot of people think of it as decorative. Oh, it looks nice. Actually had a purpose in the Mountain Man era, and that was it was used to wick water so that when they got wet they could get dry faster. I made her a couple little pouches. This one is kind of interesting in that the normal Mountain Man period is considered 1830 or earlier in time, and this pouch is to hide the modern indices that we use when we go to black powder rendezvous, and there's traders tables and things like that, and they actually want money. So what goes in it, of course, are your credit cards, which stay hidden. This is designed to go on the strap, and it is for the purposes of holding what is a ball starter. And that's what you use to start the ball down the barrel of your gun. Then we have various other little pouches. Hopefully I'm not doing that too fast. This is one where you'd put 6 or 8 balls in if you were hunting, just so you have enough for hunting. If you ever use more than that on a hunting trip, it'd be amazing. Just another little pouch with a drawstring on the top of it. And a little tiny Mickey Mouse belt pouch. It sets like this underneath your belt. Your belt goes across the top. This flips over. And that keeps everything in it hidden and dry. The reason I'm going down this path is Karen likes to shoot, and she's indicated a real interest in doing primitive events and going to rendezvous and things like that. So with luck, the gun that we ordered, excuse me, the gun that we ordered for her should arrive today or tomorrow, and this coming week, if not today, then this coming week we'll go out and we'll do a little bit of shooting. So just a brief segue into the next video. When the Mountain Men came west, they brought their protection with them. They had their tomahawk, which many became very proficient at throwing, and they had their knives. And I say knives, in their ideal world they had at least two knives, sometimes 3 or even 4. Sometimes they had a pistol. They were their own police force. They were the individuals who protected themselves. One of the functions of government is to protect us. They had no government. When they left the inhabited area on the east coast, and they headed west, when Ohio was the west, that type of thing. So the Second Amendment was born out of 2 purposes. And the second purpose was personal protection. You had to have your gun to be able to protect yourself. You didn't have to have. You could use your teeth and your hands and your knives and stuff like that. But a gun certainly helped you get up to speed, so to speak. And that was taken west. The early guns were too light in caliber. When Lewis and Clark came west, their guns were all 30 caliber, 32, 36. When you read the report of the bear that they killed while standing in the water, it chased them in the water, and they kept shooting at it, hoping the powder didn't get wet. And I don't remember how many times they shot it now, but a bunch to kill it, because those little guns wouldn't do it. When they got back, and even before they got back, there was a realization that they needed more firing power. They wanted the rifles for accuracy, but they needed the rifles bigger, maybe not as big as a musket, but bigger. And they went to the 40 and then the 45, 50, and 54 calibers in rifles going west. And the powder got better too, and became more reliable and would work better. What they had when the right to keep and bear arms had a special meaning back in those days. Arms were weapons that were shot by use of the arms from the shoulder. But the high theory was that that's what the British had, and eventually that's what the Americans had, was arms. And the theory, if you read some of the old writings behind it, is that the primary purpose, which I'll touch on now, for having an armed populace was to protect the populace from the tyranny of government. And so what that meant was that in order for the populace to be able to protect themselves from the tyranny of government, they had to be able to have the same arms as government had. Arms in the general use back in the day started from armament, the rifles, and the pistols. It started from that, but it eventually meant all the arms. They called the armament, for example, the mortars and the cannons were part of the armament. And those were arms that were considered. And the theory back in the day, the theory was that the people would have at least what the government had so it could protect itself from the government. I really enjoyed the reenactment, almost without exception. And I say almost, I have met a couple. But generally, the people who shoot the black powder guns are of a like mind, and that is that they have the right to defend themselves, they have the right to defend their families, and if that means proactively defending, they have the right to do that as well. Sometimes the best defense is a good offense. And the high theory of the whole thing, back from the days of the Founding Fathers and forward during that period of time, was, excuse me, it's not enough to be able to protect yourself from the attacker, but you hear comments and you read comments about the way you kill a snake is to cut off its head, from back in the foundational days. So those are some of the concepts, and from there we will move into the next video. I hope that this new year treats all of you as well. Yeah, we all need health, a reasonable amount of prosperity, so we can engage in our fundamental rights set forth in the Bill of Rights. And I hope you can all have that. And as far as the pandemic concerns, I've watched the numbers. My word, if I watched the numbers. Had it twice. And I don't buy into any of the political crap. I do think we need to protect ourselves, and wise is a person who will take the measures to do that. But I don't think it's the responsibility of government to force us to protect ourselves. First thing they can do, if they're going to do that, is they can start by closing the borders. Let's do it right and quit all the hypocrisy and the bullshit that's going along with this. I'm ready. I'm ready to jump off in a rant. I'm not going to do it. I truly hope this finds you well, and that 2021 is the year for you to jump off into new and great things. And with that, I wish you all the best, and I want you to know that collectively, I am a prayerful person and you are my prayers. Make it so.